How to run. Running is the most primal thing anyone can do. Running is what separated our ancestors from their prey through early human evolution. Staying alive by putting one foot in front of the other. So, how do you run? I have fallen in love with running. I have experienced running. Not just running to finish marathons or break a Guinness World Record, but running away from myself. Running away from feelings of stress, fear, or loss. Running towards contentment and excitement. I've come to realize that stagnation means confrontation. How do you run? The more intensely I run from these feelings, the more intense it is when they catch up. So, how do you run? When I fall behind, I speed up. When I speed up, I lose control. When I lose control, I crash. And when I crash, I get caught. How do you run? I can't slow down either. When I slow down, I get caught. The medium is learning how to become a functioning runner. Running slow enough to feel the heat of what's behind you, but fast enough to not get burnt. So, how do you run? The more I run, the faster I get, the easier running becomes. Eventually, I forget I'm running at all. Eventually, my breathing gets easier. Eventually, I forget where I'm running from and just focused on what I'm running to. But how do you run? So why would I stop running? I know what it feels like when I start to slow down, when the things that I'm running from begin to catch up with me. So why would I stop? I don't know what happens when I do, and that's the scariest part of it. How do you run? The scenery changes, and the people I meet on the path come and go, but the run is forever. I don't know when I'll reach the end of my run, or if a finish line exists at all. Running is my only constant. The only thing that I know is there, always. I just want to know. How do you run? 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 How do you fucking run? Please. How do you run?